Well, hello there. This is Lee Thurburn. I was just looking at the StreamYard, and it appears that again today, the LinkedIn stream is not working the way it's supposed to. Let me just click on something and see if I can fix that. I don't know if I can view it on LinkedIn or not, but let me just see if there's anything I can click on to fix that. It doesn't look like I was able to fix it. So for today, we're not live streaming on LinkedIn, but I will go in and edit this and put it on LinkedIn for later. But we are going live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. So for those of you that are joining us on one of those platforms, welcome. For those of you on LinkedIn, I will see you when we get a chance to edit the video. Okay, so Apricot Rocket is my day job. You see the website listed below. Go to apricotrocket.com if you'd like to grow your business faster. We built that platform technology to help businesses get clients. We also use it as the storage facility, the cloud storage facility for our cell phone apps, which we build and sell through appyrocket.com. And then the archive of all of these Livestream Lee episodes can be found at livestreamlee.com. And I want to mention that I actually want to give special thanks today to the guy that did the little blue shirts you see over here with the Apricot Rocket logo in the upper corner right there. My fingers aren't pointing quite right. Here we go. Anyway, his name is Bob Hurt. And Bob is, he is a master at corporate clothing, corporate branded clothing, corporate casual clothing. There's a lot of words for it, but basically it's when you buy some clothes and you get your brand put on it. You can get silk screening, you can get embroidery, you can get vinyl lettering, you can get this thing called sublimation. There's direct print. I mean, Bob's got it all. He can do anything. So whether you need a one of for something special that you're doing, or whether you got to buy a whole bunch for your team, Bob is the guy to get in touch with. So go to livestreamlee.com and click on the Bob Hurt link and get in touch with Bob. I promise you'll get a great quality shirt with good imprinting, and the prices will be the best that you're going to find anywhere. Bob is the go-to guy because he's been doing it for over 50 years. Okay, so today we're actually going to talk about, let me go ahead and get rid of a few of these things on the screen here. Today we're going to go ahead and talk about continuing to develop the multi-vendor marketplace app using the Adalo.com website. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into that. And so I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to go open it. And what we have been working on, so I'm going to actually just move this over and then kind of bring it up one size. Oops, there it is, jumping around on you. Okay, so what we've been working on is the order items functionality. So this is a continuation of about 10 episodes of, I think this is episode number 10, where we're building this app. And I'm just going to continue and pick up where we left off on the order items. Okay, so to preview and show you what we had, we're going to click on View Cart, which is your order items, and you're going to see that you have an item in the cart, a Land Rover. And we gave you the ability to remove the Land Rover. Now, I didn't add a back button. I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick so that we can get back to the previous screen. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to go zoom in one. I'm going to grab this little green header bar, Control C for copy. Then I'm going to click on Order Items, Control V for paste. Now I'm going to move it over a little bit, and I'm going to zoom in so I can show you what I do on this. I'm going to take the list and just move it down a tad bit. And now I'm going to highlight the vendor list heading, and I'm going to go ahead and call this Cart. And so we're going to call it Cart, and then we're going to change the title of it to be Cart. Okay, so now this will be something that people recognize commonly. The database is still the order items database. And so now we have the ability for people to get backwards. So if I If I click on this and I come down and I click on the left icon, you'll see there's an action, and the action is to link backwards. So now if we go in and I go ahead and click on view cart, it'll take us to the cart and there's nothing in the cart. So I click the back button and now we go back to where we are. We can click on view products and we can add, let's get us a Porsche 911. We'll go ahead and add the Porsche. Notice how I had to do 2 clicks to get there. Well, we can make that a single click, but there you go. You have a Porsche in the cart. We'll click back. We'll click back. We could add an add to cart button right here. In fact, it looks like we did. So if I click on this add to cart button, actually that doesn't go to the add to cart. That actually goes somewhere else. It goes to the product detail where you can edit the product. And we don't want to do that. We just added the button. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and move over. I'm going to come into the product list page right here. I'm going to come up to our lead one. I'm going to double click on that and I'm going to change that. Instead of edit product, I'm going to, let's see, what do we want to do? We want to add that to the cart. So what we want to do is we want to, actually I forgot what it is I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to actually just back up. Here's an easy sort of a cheat. I'm going to go into the product detail. I'm going to get this item. I'm going to copy it. Watch what I do. I copy it. And then I'm going to click in the background here. I'm going to move over, move up. I'm going to double click on this item. I'm going to delete it. And I'm going to go ahead and paste the one I copied in. I'm going to put it right there. And so now that's create order item linked to the order items cart. So if you forget what you're doing, which it's really easy to do, then you can go, once you've thought about it, you can go grab an element and reuse it. So let's just look and see what we just did. Preview. Now we're going to go to the view products. We changed this little link, so we're going to add a Porsche. Actually, let's add a BMW to the item, to the cart. So now here we come over here and I've got a BMW added, but for whatever reason it didn't show up. We need to go double check. Oh, you know what's happening is, you know, I'm going to get sidetracked in this, but I do need to debug this order item. I need to go into this order item and I need to, let's see, I've got the product name, product price, current product, let's see here, current product, product image, that's not what I want, current product, let's see, so I'm sending the current product image, let's see, so done. Why did that not grab what I want? So I want to create an order item and link to the order items page. Okay, I got caught debugging in the middle of this and I thought I was just going to show you a shortcut. So if I come over here, I'm on the page that I have the data passed to this page is the current product. Okay, so here, this is a list of products and what I want to move this over, what I want to do here is I'm going to look at this, create an order, order item. So order item, product name, let's see, current product, product name. Okay. Order item name, order item product. Okay. Current product. There we go. That's what I forgot. I didn't tell the system that it was the current product. Okay. So you gotta make sure all these little things are done. Okay. So now if I go to the view cart and let it load, so I only have one item in the cart. So I'm going to go backwards. Now I'm going to go to view products and I'm going to go ahead and add the Land Rover. And now it'll come over here and it still doesn't have the Land Rover details. So got to debug that. Okay, I'm a little bit off my game because I didn't practice this beforehand. So you know what I'm going to do? I've got enough time. I'm going to pause on fixing this and I'm going to show you something really cool. One of the things that we're going to want to do to our order items to our cart is we're going to want to be able to adjust our quantity. So right now we only have basically a quantity of one item added to the cart. So what we're going to have to do is go into our database and our order items database, and we're going to have to make sure that we have some specific fields in our order items database. So we need a couple of things, and I've already added one of them. We need order item price, which is passed to us from the product price. We need an order item quantity, and we need an order item total price. Okay, so these are data fields that we're now going to work with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, and I've double clicked on the first row, and I'm going to go ahead and make this bigger because I want to change some things. First, I'm going to add an order item quantity. Okay, so we're going to duplicate, Control C, Control V. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to call this quantity. And then I'm going to use the magic text. I'm going to go to current order item quantity. Now, what is the quantity? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just save that. And remember, we got this data from the order, or from the product detail page. So I'm going to come over here to the product detail page, and I'm going to click on this icon, which was where we created the order item. And now I'm looking at the order item, and I'm going to come down to our quantity page, our quantity of 1. So I put in the numeral 1 into this. Now it was empty, so I just typed 1, and that's how I inserted a 1. So now we pass a quantity of 1 when you do your initial select. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to give people the ability to increase or decrease the number of items in the order. So we need to give them that ability. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to take some text and I'm going to put over here right underneath the quantity. And I'm going to go ahead and shorten this box up a little bit. And I'm going to change the text to say adjust quantity. Okay, so it says adjust quantity. Now that's a little large, so I'm going to take it down a size to 14. And so that is, and I'm going to go ahead and center it in this box. Okay, and then we're just going to tighten it up a little bit. There we go, nice and tight, adjust quantity. Okay, now I'm going to put a plus and a minus behind and in front. So I'm going to come down here to buttons. I'm going to grab a icon button. I'm going to put an icon right in front. And I'm going to zoom in so that I can adjust the size of this icon if I can. Doesn't look like I actually can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do -1 and choose a -1. That's a reducer. So we're going to adjust this down a little bit. Now I'm going to take this, I'm going to Control C, Control V, duplicate it, bring it over here. And now I'm going to do a +1. And that didn't work, so I'm going to do -1 and then choose the plus. So now we have an increase, decrease quantity. Okay, so what we're going to want to be able to do is actually adjust this variable order item quantity. So when I click on the minus, I want an action to be performed. So I'm going to click on Add Action, Update Current Order Item. So here's the current order item. And I come down to the order item quantity, which we see right here. My dog wants to get in my room. She's pushing on the door. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the current order item quantity. So I'm going to do current order item quantity. And I'm going to put the cursor right at the, actually, it's kind of hard to see. So there's the cursor. I'm going to move the cursor to the end. I'm going to do a -1. So I'm going to take the current order item quantity and subtract 1 from it when that button's clicked. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click Done. And then I'm going to come over here to the plus, and I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to add. So I'm going to update current order item, and I'm going to scroll down here to order item quantity, and I'm going to insert the current order item quantity and put a +1 at the end. So we've just created a formula. When you click the plus button, it increases it by 1 and it decreases it by 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and save that. And now let's preview and see what happens. So if I go ahead and jump to the view cart, we've got an item in the cart. And notice that the quantity says 1. So if I click plus, it goes to 2. If I click plus again, it goes to 3. If I click minus, it comes down. And look at there, it's got -0, minus. Oh, I don't want to be able to have minus order items. So I need to make the -1 disappear if the quantity is 0, because you can't have a minus order items in a quantity. So I'm going to come back over and I'm going to highlight the -1 and I'm going to make it conditionally visible. So I'm going to go to the 3 dots, change the visibility. I'm going to make it sometimes visible. When will it be visible? It will be visible if the current order item quantity is equal to or greater than, so greater than or equal to 1. So I put the number 1, which means that if it's 0, I won't be able to subtract 1 away from it. So I'm going to go ahead and click done. And now I'm going to, let's see here. I've got that highlighted. I'm going to see if I can adjust the size. There we go. I can adjust the size down. So I'm going to adjust the size down a little bit to maybe a 20. I'm going to do the same thing here. Adjust the size down to 20. There we go. So I figured out how to do that. That makes me happy. Okay, so now I have the ability to adjust our order item quantities. So let's go preview and see what we just did. Okay, so we're going to view the cart and I'm going to increase the quantity by 1 and see my minus comes back, go up to 2, go down to 1, go down to 0, and now I can't go negative, but I can go positive. All right, so we've got that order item quantity adjustment made. All right, so now here we have a checkout price of $125,000. I'm going to get rid of this. We got a checkout price of $125,000, but look at that. If I go up on my quantity, it doesn't change the checkout price. Well, we have to figure out how to do that. So what we're going to do is in the database for the order items, we have an order item total price field. And this allows us to calculate the total price for an individual order item. And the total price will be the order item price times the order item quantity. So what we do now is we have to go back into this field right here, this minus field. So I highlight the minus field. And we need to add another action. So the first action is to update the order item and increase or decrease the quantity. The next item will be to update the order item, the current order item. And now, since these are sequentially executed, first we'll increase the quantity and then we're going to change the total price. So here's the order item total price. And so what we're going to do is after we've adjusted the quantity, we're going to get the current order item price. And then I'm going to put the cursor right at the end and I'm going to put an X for times. And then I'm going to add the current order item quantity. So what we're doing is we're inserting into the order item total price field an order item, a calculation based on the order item price and the order item quantity. So I'm going to go ahead and click done. Well, we've put that there, but we haven't displayed it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on, I'm going to take this bold one here. I'm going to Control C, Control V. I'm going to go ahead and move it down. And now I'm going to call this total price. I'm just going to delete that. I'm going to say total item price. Spell that correctly. And now I'm going to put the magic text, current order item total price. Now, the field is much larger, so I'm going to go ahead and stretch this out. And it doesn't, and it also looks like, I guess I'm going to take the word item out. And that way it'll fit total. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look and see how this works. So I'm going to go to preview. We're going to view the cart and we've got an item in and okay, so there we go. For now, it took a minute for the pricing to catch up. Okay, so Here we go. So I'm down to 3 items, 2 items, 1 item. So, and if I go to 0 items, it'll see the price is 0. 1 item, price comes up to 125. Let's go. What happened? It didn't show the price. There we go. Now we go. It takes a second for the calculation to come into play. And for whatever reason, it did not update. So I have 2 quantity and I have 125. Let's change that price again. Change the price again. I've got something going on. Oh, you know what happened? I did not put, I only put the sequential step in on the minus. I didn't put the sequential step in on the plus. So we have to come back over to the plus. Okay, so notice that the plus doesn't have the second step. So I need to recalculate. So I'm going to add another update to the current order item. And now we'll come down here and we'll do the same thing that we should have done before. We're going to take the order item price times, put a little, and then put an X here, times the order item quantity. Okay, now we've recalculated. Okay, so I forgot to do that step. I tell you, every little thing makes a difference, and it's easy to forget stuff. Fortunately, you don't break anything when you're doing this because it's so quick. So now if I do a plus, it's going to recalc. If I keep doing plus, it'll keep recalcing. And if I do a minus, it'll take away, and another minus, it'll take away, and another minus. But notice down here, the amount to pay doesn't change. If I increase, so the amount to pay doesn't change. Well, that's because we have the amount to pay based upon the order item price, not the order item total price. So we have to come back over here now, and we're going to scroll down, and we're on the same page. Actually, I'm going to zoom out a little bit and zoom back in. And so because I expanded the vertical size of this area, it pushed everything down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this down a little bit. I'm going to drag the total price down. And now I'm going to change how this is calculated. Notice that it's the sum of the order item price. Okay, we're going to get rid of that. And the amount to pay is actually going to be order item total price sum. Okay, so now we have changed what we're including in the total price. Now this is a value that's going to get passed to the shop, to the checkout, to the pay now. And in fact, while we're here, let's just go adjust this. Pay now. Now looky here, we've got sum order item price. So what we're going to do is we're going to insert the order item total price sum. So that'll actually take all of the order items and sum up the total price and put that in here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and now we're going to go preview. We're going to go back to view cart, and now we're going to expect our prices to coincide, and they do. And as I increase the total, the amount you pay increases. So increase the total again, the amount you pay, reduce, the amount you pay reduces. So let's see how this works with multiple order items. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to view product, and I'm going to add a different product. But this time I'm not going to click on this link because we have a bug in there that we have to fix. So I'm going to click on here. I'm going to go add the Toyota Land Cruiser from here, and now it adds the Toyota Land Cruiser. So I have 675 plus this. So we need to, let's see here, we're going to increase and decrease. There we go. So now we're getting the numbers. I only want one. I want one Porsche and I want one Toyota Land Cruiser. So 125 plus 67.5, 192.5. Bada boom, bada beam. That works. Okay, now let's and this, by the way, I think that's pretty cool. You know, the fact that we've just made our cart completely able for you to adjust after you put items in, adjust before you check out. Okay, so now let's figure out why we are not able to add items from the So from the list. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to look at the order item name. This is order item name. Okay, so, and I'm going to check the list. It's order items, all order items. Okay, so now let's go over and find our product list. And so here's our product list. And let's first look at the product. So on the product, I'm going to look at the product page. I'm going to check our data. It's available data, current product. Okay, that's great. Perfect. We know what the current product is. Okay, so now I'm going to come look at the product list, and I'm going to come down on the product list page. Well, we don't have the current product, but inside of the products, we're going to get the current product. Okay, so I'm inside of this current product, and I'm going to click on this, and we're going to create an order item. So what are we not passing that we should pass? So let's see here. We're going to the collections order items. We're creating an order item. The order item name is the product name. So let's just double check this. So we're going to go to the current product name. Okay, so it's the product name. The order item product is the current product. Okay, so here, current product vendor, VIN user, nothing over here makes sense. And so it's got to be current product. So that is what we knew. The order item user is the logged in user because that's the person filling it out. The order item price, well, let's go in and look at see. We're going to double check this. The order item price is the current product price. Okay, so we're passing the current product price over. The order item quantity we're setting at 1. The order item photo is the current product image. Okay, so that's, and the order item total price, we could go ahead and pass that as current product price times, and we go ahead and put the X in there, times current product. I don't have a product quantity on the current product because I did, order item quantity. So let's see here, order item quantity. I don't know if I have order item. I don't have an order item quantity that I can pull. So I don't really need to calculate this one yet. I don't really need to do that. So as far as I can tell right now, that actually should pass the correct order item over to the page. Okay, so let's go figure out whether it'll do that. And so let's go to the view products, and I'm going to do a BMW. Okay, so this is it. So I'm going to come back over and I'm going to click add to cart. And there we go. It added the BMW. You know what? I think all we had to do was just go back in and reset those variables. Now, I don't have a price on the BMW, so I'm going to have to do a +1, -1 before the price will actually show up. But the price should get calculated down in here. 125 plus 125 is 250 plus 67 is 317,500. So it looks like everything is now working the way it should. Phew, I was sweating bullets there. I got to tell you, doing this stuff live makes you look like you don't know what you're doing. But I'm going to tell you, the process of learning how to do these things with these no-code tools, there's a lot of iterative looping around, trying things until you get it figured out. That's just the way. It works. Fortunately, by you seeing how I did it, you'll feel more comfortable as you figure out the process if you decide to do this. So we got a lot more to do. We're by no means done, but we've accomplished a really significant thing today. We've made it possible to adjust your quantity inside the cart once you add an item to the cart. That's actually a pretty big deal because I had to figure out how to do that, and I couldn't. There was nobody online that would show me how to do it. Now I've shown you, so you should be able to do it. I hope you have fun with that. I know I am having a gas. So before I leave, I want to tell you about somebody else, another Bob. I know a lot of Bobs. You probably do too. This guy is Bob Hampton, and he's a great Bob to know. If you go to livestreamlee.com, you're going to see a link with Bob Hampton's name on it. And if you click on that link, you'll go to his website where you'll, of course, be able to see his phone number and even sign up for a newsletter. By the way, Bob is starting a podcast on July 1st. And I'm excited for him because, it's a big deal for somebody to start a podcast that they haven't done before. But he's going to have a podcast. But let me just tell you what Bob's doing. Bob is a certified financial planner, and he is a certified public accountant. That's a great combination. He focuses his practice and his attention on business owners, especially helping them to plan for their exit. And that basically means at the point in time that you reach where you want to sell your business, you're going to have to find a buyer. And when you do, you're going to want to structure it so that you pay the minimum amount of tax that you possibly can. Bob is great at helping you do that. And so I'm going to recommend you go to livestreamlee.com, click on the Bob Hampton button, give Bob a call, sign up for his newsletter. He is excellent at what he does. And so Bob Hampton, a great guy to know, save you a bunch of dough. Oh, I like that. Great guy to know, save a bunch of dough. Bob Hampton. All right, we're done for today. And I just hope that you'll come back tomorrow on Friday at 3 o'clock where we're going to continue building the multi-vendor marketplace. We've got a lot of cleanup to do before we can actually add the multi-vendor checkout part of the Stripe payment function, which is the last major thing. So we should finish this up one day next week. And then I'm going to deploy it as a module that I make available on the rest of the Apricot Rocket cell phone app that we make available to people. So you are actually watching me build something that I'm going to make available as a tool for a very affordable price. If you're interested in our pricing, go to appyrocket.com. Thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow at 3.